Greetings and welcome to another episode of PAREDOS Talks with your hosts, Terry Bess Thompson and Kimberly Beckles. Today, we have social work intern, Miss Jeanette Oliver, who's going to tell us a bit about her experience at the Parents' Ways Initiative, which is a program that PAREDOS has in collaboration with the National Peace Program. Jeanette, welcome.
Thank you.
So, Jeanette, I want you to tell us a bit about your experience at the Parent Ways Initiative. How was it for you?
It was really educational and informative, even at this stage of me being an adult and parent, because there's so much that I have learned throughout the 5 weeks. Yeah, for instance, with dealing with self-esteem. I never really paid much attention to that. I would say with dealing with myself, is even with my children, but then going through the process, and so then I realized that I may have had some or still have some self-esteem issues. For instance, I would say that acknowledging myself and areas in my life where need boosting. I could remember people growing up, people would tell me about my forehead, that it's too big, and I used to be annoyed and kind of shy about my forehead. But then as I grow a little older, I tell myself, well, this is a part of me and it makes me who I am. And as people continue to tell me about my forehead, I used to say, well, without this I would not be as beautiful as I am. And I never comb my hair back forward to hide my forehead. I just allow it to be there. And even lately I did a hairstyle and took images, photos at a social that I had at work. And my daughter looked at me and she was like, Mommy, you look like E.T. But, just my forehead being out there, and I just allow myself to grow into who I am and not hiding certain aspects of myself, and even allowing my daughters to express themselves. And as there's a chubby one and there's a slim one, but to be their own person. So yeah, and then there's the topic on.
Before you go any further, so I'm hearing that you would have basically take away the importance of self-esteem and of course self-reflection from that program. And we know that program consisted for 5 weeks and it's completed now. As a social work intern, so we heard what you took away as a parent. How do you feel about this program being implemented?
I would say it's a program that is very educational for not just parents but for children as well, because they get to experience and grow in each aspect, the self-esteem, the conflict resolution, and everything. That parents not just being able to deal with with conflict resolution, but they're able to teach the children how to deal with conflict resolution, that as they grow older they're able to handle situations as they come along.
And which is a necessity because we're seeing a lot of crime. But thank you very much for sharing. We're going to wrap up now because we still have to talk to the team. So thank you for being on board.
Thank you.
As before, we would have mentioned that we're going to speak to the team. So welcome the counseling department, counseling team. What to go on?
Hi.
So I am thanking you for participating in this event and in this effort. And I think you girls were phenomenal. Missing is Regina Salmon Moore. She couldn't make it, but I think the team was excellent. So I want to hear from you, your feedback on how you felt about facilitating sessions at the Glebe.
For me, I would like to say that it was a really overwhelming experience, and I am glad that I had the experience. Even though I am passionate about educating persons about various aspects of mental health, I find that I am slow to put myself out there. But having the experience to come and facilitate sessions and empower people and educate others, and not only that, hearing them say that they were able to learn from the experience was really good for me. And I'm glad that I was able to impact some of the parents out there.
And you did. Thank you. The baby did an excellent job.
I'm going to echo my colleague's sentiments as well. I thought that it was a very enriching experience. It's one thing when you are doing counseling from an office, but when you're actually going outside and into the community and participating in community outreach, it is just a very different dynamic. And I found that the participants were so engaged and so connected with the material that we had to share. And the other presenters as well, the facilitators, were so dynamic. It was a truly enriching experience.
So I will also echo the sentiments. However, for me, because I prefer to be behind the scenes, I don't like the forefront. So facilitating was kind of like iffy for me. I was like, nah, I really don't want to do that. But I did it anyway, and it was enlightening. The interaction of the people, how they received what I was saying or what we said, how they received the information, how they engaged. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it, and even doing research for the topic values, personal values, and how to impact them on people had me reflecting on my parental values, what my parents did, and how I'm going to impact my values on my daughter. So that was amazing for me, hearing from all the parents what their values are, what they did, how they presented to their children. That was really good. I enjoyed doing it.
I felt like it was a pyramid. Really, topics basically followed each other and overlapped so well. We did discipline versus discipline, and then we did personal value and the impact on generation. Then we did learning to love your child at every developmental stage, followed by conflict resolution, and topped off with finding your inner peace.
Thank you for this. Let me tell you, that night I found my inner peace.
And I mean, all of the sessions were excellent. All of the facilitators were excellent. I watched how you engage with the audience. I watched you give them feedback. I watched you listen to their feedback and answer their questions. It was a really good experience watching my team being effective and doing what you do well. So thank you so much. Regina Salmon Moore couldn't be here. As I mentioned, she also did an excellent job.
She did.
So the glebe is completed. I am sure that you feel relieved. But we are in St. Lucie. We are. And we've had the first session so far in St. Lucie. Next Wednesday, we're going to have personal values and its impact on generations. And I love how, because of the demographics, we had the different types of the bloomers and the Gen Zs and the Gen X, and we can hear the different views, and it was excellent. So I'm looking forward to that. But all the classes, like I said, were really good. All of you were really good. I thank you for being on this team, and we are in St. Lucie. So if you're living in St. Lucie, if you're living in St. Peter, if you're living anywhere near the area, you can come to Daryll Jordan School from 5:30 to 7:30 for the sessions. And we have daycare there as well. So if you have to bring your children, that is okay. You can register online, or you can just call the office or show up. We'll be there. We will be there.
We're waiting on you.
And when we finish St. Lucie, of course, PAREDOS is on the road. So next we're going to
St.
James.
Not St.
Andrew. St. James will be after St. Lucie.
But you know what? Wherever we go, we are ready.
Yep, we
certainly are.
We are on the road.
So I thank you, but we're just going to tune in to hear what two of our parents had to say about actually one parent and one person who benefited from the intervention, even though she was not parent. So listen up.
Greetings, and PAREDOS Talks is coming to you live at the Glebe Resource Center. Today, we have Miss Shadia Griffith, one of our parents who would have benefited from our 5-week program, to tell us a bit about her experience. Shadia, welcome.
Thank you.
Shadia, what would you say was your highlight of our classes?
The highlight of the classes was the vast amount of information that I had received in terms of understanding parenting, understanding discipline, understanding values, understanding conflict resolution, both with my child and with my partner, because both come hand in hand. So that was very beneficial for the program.
I am glad to hear.
What would you tell to parents who may be hesitant about participating in a workshop or a parenting class?
I would tell parents, run and come fast. Honestly, the program was very, very, very informative. and the different counselors and the different presenters, they did really well in terms of breaking down the information so that you can understand it and that you can take it home and practice it.
And my question to you is, what is one technique that you would have learned from our classes?
One technique was active listening. There were other techniques, but I found that that one really resonated with me because I just used to listen, not only just to my daughter, but in other aspects of life. I was just listening and not actively listening to persons. And I find that when you actively listen, you really learn what is going on with the person and you can better help them.
I am glad that you were able to benefit from the program, and I thank you for participating in our podcast right now. Can you say one more thing to the audience? What would that be?
Come to the PAREDOS parenting programs. It's really, really helpful and beneficial. And if there was another program, I would definitely come again because I really, really enjoyed the program.
Fantastic. And I just want you to do one more thing at the count of 3. I just want you to shout parent wise. Can you do that for me?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
so 1, 2, 3.
Parent wise.
Okay, so thank you so much for coming, Shadi. And do
Thank
have a
you for having
fantastic
me.
evening.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, we have Janika Salmon, who is not actually a parent. She's an auntie and she works with children and she actively participated in the program as well. So welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So what was the best thing about our 5-week community outreach program?
For me, I would say getting to understand the certain aspects like conflict and the discipline. And then, like today's session with self care and whatnot, those were informative and it helped me to get a deeper idea or a deeper idea on those topics.
And my question to you is, what is one technique or one strategy that you're going to take away from our classes?
Learn to smile more.
Tell me when. I mean, you have a beautiful smile, so that's good enough, but tell me when.
For me, I would say, as she said today, smiling helps with the stress. And I find sometimes day-to-day basis, I just get stressed out a lot. And I find smiling, I do smile a lot. And I find smiling helps. So I will learn to smile more, especially when people are talking to me. And it's something that I don't want to hear. I will just smile.
Yeah, so you're going to learn to control your emotions and you're going to do that through a smile.
Yes, please.
If you could tell the parents who are viewing this now, what would you say about our program?
I would say, for me, I was hesitant at the beginning, but after my first session, I was more comfortable. I was, because of these sessions, I was very open to hearing what they had to say. They were very informative. They were active, which I like. And I would say to anybody to come and join the sessions. And although you think, well, you don't need no help or you don't need to know anything else, like you got it covered. I would say this is a nice experience, a great experience. It's very informative, as I said, and you get help. You get to understand things that you thought you knew, but you didn't know. You get to understand more depth, and yeah.
So thank you so much. And I want you to just do one more thing for me. And I want you to look at the camera and I just want you to say parent wise. Can you do that?
Okay. Yes,
Okay,
please.
so count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
Parent wise.
I thank you so much for coming, Jamaica.
Thank you for
and it was a
having me.
pleasure having you each.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're back. I want to thank you ladies for sharing your experience at PAREDOS Parent Wise Community Outreach in collaboration with the National Peace Program. Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of
PAREDOS Talks. Bye.
Bye.